That's not right. Hi, Deb. Just getting set up here. Thanks for joining me. I hope you can hear me okay. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I am on my lunch break today. And I just thought that I would do a little bit of a style that I've wanted to try for some time. It's kind of like the spotlight painting, where you just kind of make what I'm going to call a blob of color over an area of the painting, and you just put a couple of those on top of stamped images. And today I'm going to use this stamp set called Botanical Rhapsody from Maymay made it. And I haven't had a chance to open this up yet. I am part of the what they call the regular stamp club, the Not Scripture Stamp Club, and this is the thing that we got, the set, the thing, that's nice, that we got recently. And if I can pull it out here and get started. There we go. So I have some watercolor cardstock that I'm using. And, oops. And it's just kind of cut down just a little larger than a regular like quarter panel. And whenever I stamp on cardstock or watercolor stock, I use my Misty. That way I can stamp multiple times. Because of the texture of the watercolor cardstock, usually it's a little bumpy, and so I don't always get a great impression the first time. So I go ahead and use a stamp positioner. You can probably do it, with an acrylic block just fine. I just don't trust myself that much, and I get impatient and try to go really fast sometimes. So I am also using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This is a pigment ink that is good with watercolor. So that's what I'm using today. I also, there are other inks that are good with watercolor, but this is the one that I have, and that's black. And I also, this is the actual pad that I'm using. This is my system, my reminder system for when I have certain things that I want to remember about ink pads. Is I use a label maker, and I just put a little note on top. You could do this with a Sharpie and a piece of tape too if you wanted to, but this reminds me that this ink is the one I want to use when I need black ink for watercolor. So I'm just going to pick out a couple of these images here. They are super cute. I got super excited when Maymay did the reveal of this one, because I really like a lot of the floral stuff that I see. And these are just like a perfect size for me, I think. So I am going to just put down a couple of these here. Probably just take a couple off to decide how I want, where I want them. I don't know that I'll stamp them all at the same time, but let's try that one. So do you do watercoloring at all in your crafting, Deb? Something that I like to do. It's another thing that I am kind of mediocre at, so I just decided recently that I wanted to get back into it and maybe work on my skills a little bit. This I don't think is going to build any skill though, but we'll see. Maybe I want this to be portrait. So this one here. This large one kind of here. This one under here. Maybe? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick these up. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining. Geez. Dawn, I was just explaining that I am just, oh my goodness. I'm going so fast that I have this one upside down. Don't tell anybody. I was just saying how I'm just on my lunch break today and decided to try this kind of spotlight painting technique. And let's see, try again. Okay. Now. I've been doing some lives on Monday evenings, and they're kind of like at a weird time when they're like drive time for some people. Some people aren't off of work yet, and just trying to also experiment with a couple of different times to see if they work better. Yeah, those look pretty good. Let's see. So that's good. So I'm going to put this one aside and I'm just going to stamp out one more. I don't know that I'll have time for both, but the other thing that I'd like to do is do a series of the same stamp kind of in a row. And not worry about masking. I love to do masking technique. It's really fun. And I enjoy it, but sometimes you just want to stamp a bunch and not worry about how they overlap. And I feel like florals are good for that, so I do that with florals a lot. I'll clean those after. So now I'm just going to take this guy and stamp it a bunch of times. Let's see. This has ink on it still, so I'm trying to be careful. Not a lot, but that's a good tip, Dawn. I'm not sure, but you know, I just get a few people that show up, and I'm just like super excited. And if I get like, you know, it's like anybody wants to join me, then it's fantastic. So. So I'm going to take a look at where these grid lines are, and I'm just going to move it over a couple lines. So to do that, I'm going to flip it around upside down-ish. I don't know if that's in frame or not, but there. About right there. Move it over just a little. This gets fussy and really inky for your fingers if it's like I want it close, not too close, not all the way on top. I'm gonna try that. There's a little spot there that I'm not going to worry about this time. It's too messy. I'm going to get my, what are those things? Where are you? These guys. Just to kind of keep it down better. The smart thing to do would be for me to get a piece of acetate and just lay it down over the paper so I would know exactly where this is going to go each time, but I'm not going to worry about it that much. There's a little spot right there. I didn't mean to like that. Maybe I'll just do 3 of these. There we go. Now I work from home and I very rarely take a lunch. So what I really should be doing is taking a lunch to do some chores around the house. But that didn't seem fun. It's too little. Probably a smarter way to do this. I don't know what it is though. Looks good. I like it. Okay, Putting my ink aside, I'm using Derwent watercolor paints out of the tube today. Put that away later. These are the inks, these are the paints that I'm using today. And what I did is I went ahead and I purchased the little pans, which came with little magnets, and also just put them in I'm reusing this tin from the Derwent metallic pencils because I just keep them in a cup. So that's what I'm doing there. These are really great. I went in to look and see if I could find them on the market right now. And they do have watercolors in tubes. I love all of the Derwent products, but they don't have this set retail right now that I could find. So, but I'm gonna spray some hand sanitizer and get some of this ink off of me. Usually not worried about it, but since we're doing some watercolor. So I have a clean water and a dirty one, and this should be, oops, pretty simple. Unless your brush comes off of its stick. Set this one aside. I'll play with that one later. So again, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm just going to make a circle of paint over where the blooms are in a couple different colors and just see how I like it. So I'll probably just do a red, yellow, and orange. And again, I really don't know much about paint. I just wanted to try this technique. So let me move this here. Oh, I probably shouldn't have it above it. There's a bunch of shadows there. So red. Start with this red right here. Some fuzz, get rid of that. And I think I should probably have it with more water in it. This is the tube from a water brush, but I'm just going to pour the water back into a couple drops of the water into the pan. Makes it easier than going to and from the water dish. I tend to do really thick watercoloring. For some reason, I like it usually opaque almost, to where it doesn't really look like watercolor. But I'm trying to kind of get over that because I know that watercolor has kind of its own thing. It does its own thing when you let it. So I'm just gonna do this, I think in a bit of a circle almost. And when I see this technique, it really is kind of like just a rounded kind of frame around whatever the image is. So put another drop of water in there. Excuse me. not sure I'm gonna love it, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this what's it's supposed to look like? Excuse me. Try this little orangey one. Anyone familiar with this technique I'm talking about? There's probably a real way to do it. Oh, let me put some water in here. Other side. Excuse me, I'm still got the sniffles. Maybe I'm supposed to use like a perfectly round, what? Sort of template. But that's definitely not what I have today. So I think I'm going to use this super bright yellow. Oop. All right. Ooh, there it goes. I'm not sure. I think I should have just painted it the regular way. I'm about to make these splotches bigger though and see how that goes. going to set this aside and look at it in a minute. Maybe I'll like it better. Who does that? How often do you do that? It looks okay. I'm just going to put it over here. Okay, I'm going to get a finer brush and just start with these things. I'm going to use those same colors though, I think. I don't know what kind of flowers these are. I don't know if they're supposed to live together. I don't know what colors. I'm not really a flower person. Like, I just assume all flowers could be all colors. So that's how my brain works. So I think the thing about this spotlight technique is that, of course, this is the first time I've tried it, but I feel like I didn't have a lot of control, even though, you know, I don't know. Like, it's not within the lines. And I knew that when I started, but I'm still having a hard time with it. Thanks, Dawn. Have a great day. I think this is a bloom down here. Maybe this is as well. Kind of I wanted there to be very good, like visually you can see that there are two different colors in there. Let's see here. Let's try some of these reds. Is that a brown? I think that might be red. Let's see what color this is. It's not color at all. It's more purple. So let's try this one then. This might be orange. See if I can set this still in just a little further. some of this other red. Needs some more water. So now that I have some of this red down, I'm going to go and grab some more of the orange and get it in here. Not bad. I noticed I have this orange color down here, but it seems too orangey. It's not a sunflower, so maybe I'll use this yellow and see what that does. Oh, some real drops of water in there. I think some of these that I'm painting right here aren't blooms. I think some of them are actually the leaves. I'm trying to get a little bit of that orange color in here too. I think I'm just mixing colors at this point. And yellow. Does anybody know when you're supposed to stop watercoloring? All of the petal spots are covered. I think I want to put a little more of this red in here though. And this is where I get, oh, Look at how dark that is. This is where I get in trouble because I really like a more opaqueness. So I should probably just be using acrylic. I don't know. Put a little more water right there. Oh, I used the dirty water by mistake. Think, excuse me, I brought a virus home from vacation and it won't go away. It's just hanging on. It's got its claws out. Now I've got so much water on here that the paper's gonna bow a little bit. I'm going to take a dry brush and soak up some of this. Okay, that's better. Now it doesn't look like a puddle. And start on some green. Oh no, now I'm getting my dishes mixed up. Not sure which green is going to go. These little pans are not labeled, so even if they had a name as a descriptor, I don't know what they are. I think this one is the one that I want. That is too watery. My watercolor's too watery. There we go. There's a little space in between here that it's hard to tell if it is a petal or the back of a leaf, or it just should just be a blank space. I might go back in with the yellow and do that one. Got a little bit of a puddle on this guy, so I'm going to try to suck some of that up into my brush. Alright, I'm going to flip this upside down now. And these guys. One of the other techniques or things that I've been looking at and thinking about trying is doing just simple drawings with like micron pen and watercolor. So I'll probably try that soon. This is a bloom up here. I missed it altogether. There we go. Oops. Oh, pretty dark. There we go. So I'm looking back at this other one, my spotlight one. And I'm not really sure what to do with it. I mean, aside of throw it away. I mean, I think this is what I wanted to do. But maybe the circles of color are supposed to be larger to kind of get that effect. Or maybe this is just these colors are too dark. Because it really, I think, is a wash effect, like a really light color. That's something that I will explore later. More of this orange right in here. I also, I think, need to remember to lay down just water first, so that the color kind of flows better and absorbs into the paper easier. Well, for a first-time experiment, I guess I got the results that I wanted, and I just don't like them visually as much as I thought I would. I really do love these stamps, though. They're super cute. I can link them if anybody is interested in checking them out. It is the Maymay Made It Botanical Rhapsody set, and it's a newer set. It came out, I think, at the beginning of this month. And Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate everyone stopping by. If you're still here and have a second, if you could hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.